And tonight, a South Mecklenburg science teacher is out of jail after accusations she engaged in a sexual act with an 18-year-old student. Gabriella Newfield made her first court appearance in Mecklenburg County courts today after bonding out of jail this morning. Police say they arrested the educator for an alleged sexual act yesterday. Officers say she met up with a student outside of school at Park Road Park. Yeah, one aspect of this case, though, that is causing a lot of confusion tonight, the age of this student.
Yeah, some viewers are asking over social media how the teacher is facing a felony charge if the student is technically a legal adult at 18 years of age.
We now go to our Verify reporter, Megan Bragg.
Because power dynamics.
Yeah, she's a teacher.
She's a teacher.
Yeah, so he continues.
And it is what it is.
Well, we posted this story on our Facebook page and had several viewers asking, since the student was 18 years old, which makes him legally an adult, how can the teacher be charged with a crime? So let's get the facts here. We went to North Carolina law, South Carolina law, and Aaron Lee, he's a criminal defense attorney. Okay, so in North Carolina, it is illegal for a teacher or any school personnel to have a sexual relationship with any student if that teacher is 4 years older than the victim, which in this case she was. It makes no difference whether the sexual activity was consensual or not. And according to the law, in cases like this, teachers, administrators, or coaches can be charged with a felony.
The student is in a position of vulnerability to the teacher, a position of trust for them. So you don't want to have a teacher who can manipulate a person's consent, just like a doctor, attorney, therapist. When you have that relationship of trust and vulnerability, it poses a bigger risk to the victim.
Okay, so the only exception is if the student and teacher are married to each other. Now,
oh, get him out of here, bro. Get him the fuck up out of here, bro. Then, see, I was like following this shit, and then they said married. Like, so what? Can a doctor just, I don't know, or like psychologists start marrying their mentally ill patient? Like, yo, fuck. Okay, whatever.
At 18? Fuck out of here.
All right, let me listen.
Carolina,
the sex part is like, ugh, but you get married like a whole.
In South Carolina, it is a little different. If a teacher or school personnel engages in sexual activity with a student who is a minor, they can be charged with a felony. However, if the student is 18 or older and if the sex is consensual, then the crime is bumped down to a misdemeanor.
Misdemeanor, Missy Elliott. Bing, 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 bing.
And now we get into the whole gray area. It's so funny. Like, you can be North Carolina and you go into jail for a long time. You go to South Carolina, it's like, here's $50. Bang him again if you want to take a chance.
Just move. Move.
You should have taken that man across state lines. He was popping.
Where you want to meet? Over in North Carolina. Why you want to meet in North Carolina? I don't know.
Here's the thing. This relationship and why they made it illegal makes sense to me. Because I can see plenty of scenarios where somebody who's in a position of trust like this can take advantage of that, right? So for me, it would be context dependent. Do I think this is inherently wrong that an 18-year-old slept with a 26-year-old? Not necessarily. The fact that it was a teacher, does it make it very red flaggy? Absolutely. Absolutely does. Because think about it in this context. Imagine if there was some quid pro quo thing. You want good grades? And trust me, there's teachers in my city who banging their university students for grades. There's a lot of college professors, TAs, who banging for grades, for recommendations, for, you know, dissertations for like their master's. Yeah, there's a lot of that stuff. And so I think that's completely unethical and it should be met with a firing at the very least and potential jail time to make it a deterrent in society, because you don't want to crumble like the very institutions that kind of foster the next generation with corruption like that, in my opinion. So with this situation, if there was no quid pro quo, if they have no evidence of that, if this is just two adults and one happens to be the teacher, I'm not too keen on the idea of sending them immediately to jail, me personally. But I'm perfectly fine with firing them. I'm perfectly fine with removing their teacher's license. But jail seems a bit excessive to me, especially if they're both consenting adults. What do you think?
Yeah, the marriage part fucks me up though.
True.
Because I don't see how that's possible without the other. That's really like a thinking that, oh yeah, well they could have a marriage without sex, and I'm like, okay, so sleeping with a student is coercion, you know, for grades, but you don't think that same person could coerce a teenager to marry them? And then
You want to know the logic? What it is? This is that religious Bible.
yo,
shit.
100%. 100%. 100%.
They'll say the law, then they'll bring the religious aspect to it and then try to justify it. It's not
100%.
Like, that doesn't make any sense to me, that standard. In fact, I would argue one is far more harmful. Marrying your student when they're that fresh off is far worse than just sleeping with them, in my opinion.
100%.
I'm also pretty biased on this because when I was like 19, I slept with somebody who's 27, so for me, it wasn't a big deal. But like, it wasn't my teacher or anything like that. But you know what I'm saying? It was great. So
That's just a good old lady.
27 is old lady?
When you're 19,
No, when you're 19, 27 is
you're like, okay.
is a glimpse of the future.
Oh, yeah.
And it's nice. And it's experienced. And it knows what it's doing. And it doesn't use its teeth. Yeah, buddy.
You had a gummy worm?
No, she wasn't a gummy worm.
Oh, okay, she knew that. She knew how to.
Yeah, she just knew how to do her thing. Yeah, good time. Anyways, all this to say.
Good
If homegirl looked cute, like if she was my biology teacher, I'd be like, hey, I need a lesson in anatomy in the back seat. What can we get this popping? So I'm not even mad, but hey, listen, I could be also biased because it's a dude and an older woman. Maybe that's playing a part of it. Maybe it's my own personal biases.
She kind of looked like Alicia Keys.
Yeah.
Easy on me.
Keep on falling.
On this
In
dick.
and out. I was gonna get to the day part, but you beat me to it.
Yeah, I just beat
you went right to it.
I'm sorry.
You just went to it.
Just like her. She went right to it.
Yeah.
Anyways.
No one can find out. You better keep your mouth shut, young man. Get in the back seat. What's the one she did with Usher? That was like the song of the year.
Yeah. When it
That
came
was
out-
the song of the year when it came out, and that's, in my opinion, Alicia Keys' biggest song.
No.
I think No One may be more of a pop song. That's bigger.
Fallen was huge.
Falling was more cultural. It was not as
It was
big.
bigger.
It was no, it was bigger for black people, not bigger internationally. No One is actually. I hate the song No One, but that's her biggest song, I suspect. Let me see. I think My Boo's probably the biggest song, but I'm gonna find out. No One is the biggest.
Okay, yeah.
Commercial.
I thought you were talking about My Boo. Yeah, you're right.
My
No
Boo's
One.
bigger than Falling. Okay, let's find out. Alicia Keys Falling.
But No One is, yeah.
No One was everywhere. I hate it. It was in the once it's in a grocery store, you know it's done.
Yeah.
If I start
Elevator
hearing that shit after
music?
Michael
Yeah.
Bublé, No One topped Hot Billboard's 100 for 5 weeks straight, the Hot R&B charts for 10 weeks straight, and was the most played song on American radio stations in 2007. Yeah, that's definitely number one. Where's My Boo? It's not even on this list. Is it an Usher song?
It's not. It's a Usher song.
My Boo, Usher. The song stayed on top of the Billboard's Hot 100 for 6 weeks, even more than No One.
Okay, and what about...
Making it the third most successful single after Yeah and Burn, which are huge. It is an Usher song, though, so it doesn't count. So I will concede to you, because it's an Usher song. But I think it's bigger.
So what about the first one? We don't know about Fallen?
2001, it topped the Billboard 100 for the first 6 weeks. So it's up there with My Boo.
Yeah, but My Boo was 5.
No, My Boo is 6. My
My Boo was
No One.
Yeah. 5 was No One.
You know what, though?
So-
I'll give it to you. You want to know why I give it to you?
Because it's this Usher song. But, fair. It's
I prefer Falling. Falling
Yeah.
was when I
Yeah.
put Alicia on the map for
yeah.
myself.
Well,
that
was the first.
That album was amazing.
That was her first song.
That was her last good album.
That was her first.
Her
song.
first and last one. After that, it was a bunch of no. I hate that song personally.
No One.
No, yeah, because she went from that soulful stuff to that pop sound. With like, because
And then
what
she
she
don't-
was before that, when she was on the keys and she was making beautiful ballads, that was very different than the that ugly ass organ sounding. Yo,
And then she doubled down with the don't break everything. Shit.
scared myself.
I know, I saw that. She doubled down with the New York thing with Kanye. She did one with Kanye.
Yeah.
That was- yeah,
I think her
that's-
transition was kind of whack, in my opinion. But anyways, all this to say, Alicia Keys in the back seat at 18, I would have loved. So
Wow.
wouldn't you guys at home watching? If Alicia Keys was your fucking biology professor at university and she was trying to like, yo, dig me down in the back seat, you'd be like, I'm falling for you right now. Let's go. You wouldn't do that?
At the time, like my confidence was not there, so I'm like, it's a trap.
It's a trap. You wouldn't believe
It's
it?
a trap. I wouldn't believe it.
Oh, yeah.
It's a fucking trap.
Yeah, you want to bring cameras and reject me in front of everybody.
Yeah.
Now, fuck you, bitch.
Who's in on the joke? Who's in on the joke, whore?
But I have to confess one thing. I am biased on this because it is a woman. But would I feel differently if a dude was trying to get with a 18-year-old? Like, I think he should be fired the same way the woman should be fired. Do I think they should go to jail? No. Respect of sex, I think I feel very similar. Yeah. But I won't lie to you. I'd probably find it weird if it was a dude doing, for sure. But that's my subconscious bias, so I can admit to that. Anything else? No. You have that bias too?
Yeah.
It's because you're a blue pill and you don't like men.
Sure.
Are you going to deny the claim?
I plead the fifth.
Y'all heard it here first.
Well, did I plead the fifth?
No, your blue pill be accepted.
You said it.
And it's true. All right, see y'all next week. Also,
we have a Discord, bitch!
And we have a Reddit. Get up there. Comment. People always kind of make, I'm watching, I'm reading. I go on the subreddit. I be taking topics from there sometimes.